yeah, ha, yeah. Ball in my court, high step is a layup. My life like a movie, just keep moving, it's a trailer. Chefing in my kitchen, got me trying to get my cake up. I thank God for all this coming to me, not straight up. Ball in my court,
That's what you watch? You be watching Spanish soap opera? No.
Spanish.
Telemundo? Telemundo?
No Telemundo for me. What's the vibes, my G?
Man, 2024.
You got the same energy every time you come on this show, man. Yeah,
man.
you know, man.
Yeah, bro. It ain't nothing really popping.
I seen you've been working. The films on the IG. I seen what you been working. We're not gonna let them know where you were at, even though Facebook told me. But what have you been working on, man?
Working on a couple of my own personal projects, So, as a filmmaker, I often get hired to do stuff. But, when you have some downtime, you can work on your own personal stuff, which is always rewarding. So hopefully I can get to a point where I don't need to take clients' money anymore. I make money off my own stuff. That's the goal. You know what I mean? So, yeah, a comedy short film and then a dramatic short film.
That's dope.
With Khalil Kane. Raheem, shout out to Raheem from Juice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Just trying to earn a living, man. Take care of my family. That's all I do. That's all I'm trying to do out here.
That's dope. So let's say you had to get to work, right? You had a job to do.
Yeah.
Whether it's your own film or somebody else's film. And there happened to be some ice. My belief is when there's a will, there's a way. DeAndre Ayton couldn't make it to the game. Come on, bro.
Ain't no will, ain't no way, bro. Sick. Yo, my man called out snow day. he had an official snow day from work. Like
That
the
was
only
crazy,
NBA player ever. Like when I heard the story, I was like, this don't even make any sense. Like, where are you living, fam? Like what? That's like, I get it. I've been to Portland. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You might be like, there might be a mountainous area, but like, dog, where are you living that niggas you can't walk out of that place. You can't get to a point. Like, dog, you can't call Kawhi's helicopter. You can't do nothing. Like, I heard a story that like Shannon Sharp was saying that like they were snowed in 80 inches in Denver for a practice. They had snowmobiles coming out for them, and the Denver Nuggets would have had sled dogs if they had to. Like, dog, just say I don't like basketball. That's all you got to say, DeAndre Ayton. Just say I don't really like basketball, and then we'll forgive everything that you've done, right? But don't tell us you a max guy. Don't tell us you all this shit. And
right after that,
you can't get to practice because of ice, bro. Ice.
It was a game.
Oh, yeah. You can't get to a game. DNP ice. That's what it says on the score sheet.
He couldn't think ahead. Isn't there an app for that? Isn't there a weather app? Don't you know what's gonna happen? Like, you see, you think your guy Kobe would have missed the game?
Dog, Kobe took helicopters, bro. Here's the thing, man. I need to know more details about the story. That's what I need to know, like what physically happened where he was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay home. Like at what point? Like I want to know how much effort he put. I want to know if he stepped outside and tried to walk on the ice, was like, yo, I could slip on this and tear my ACL, or I could stay home. Like
doing selfie videos.
Exactly.
Like, it's crazy out here.
Yo, it's wild. Like, oh my goodness, man.
An excuse sounds like an excuse, even though it's valid.
Hey,
even
bro,
if it's valid.
I need to know what Chauncey thought about that. I need to know what Ben
team was laughing.
Ben Wallace,
I guarantee that.
Chauncey. I blame this all on Scoot Henderson, bro. Because if Scoot was a real top 3 pick, he would have wanted to play with Scoot. But Scoot's in the D League, man.
He had 19 the other night.
Okay. They don't even got 19 wins.
No, they don't. I mean, it's not even that deep in the season. 19 wins isn't terrible, actually.
Garbage minutes. Garbage buckets. Even if it's the beginning of the game, every bucket from now on that Portland scores is a garbage bucket. That team is awful.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, I feel bad for my man Chauncey though, man. He putting in work, man. He got tech the other night for the team. You see
Tried
that?
to call a timeout behind the play. Like nobody was seeing that. Nobody was hearing that.
Yeah, but you got to wild out. You got to wild out to keep your job, Chauncey. I get it.
And then Jalen Williams, game winner.
I saw that, man. Hey, man, he's a
They're not going to
player.
be able to pay all those guys. I think. OKC. You think Chet, SGA, and Jalen Williams will finish their career as Thunder players?
I don't think anybody's gonna finish their career
That's
as
a
the same
fact.
player. I don't. It's just not that the NBA is not like that anymore. They
I think
changed.
SGA will.
You think he's gonna? I mean, he already left, so he's still. I mean, at the end of the day,
No, what I'm saying, just from now on, I think.
he think he's gonna be on OKC. Nah, I don't think so. I
I
just
think
don't.
it fits his personality.
Yeah, that might be true, but I think that people are in society. I think like our society has changed so much, right? Not just basketball, but people in general are traveling and leaving cities way more than they've ever done in the past. Back in the day, you like, oh yeah, I grew up in, Middlebury, Indiana, lived here. My great grandfather, owns a trucking business right over there, and I work for him. My wife is a secretary. That shit don't happen anymore. People like the minute they graduate from high school, like I'm in a big city. I'm moving to New York, moving to LA, Atlanta, whatever. You know what I mean? I just think that we're so much more transient as people. And I think that has also trickled down to the NBA as well, too, where players, even if shit is good, they're like, yo, I'm bored of this shit. I'm trying to get out of
It
here.
all started with the decision.
I believe it did. And I blame LeBron for everything. Every single thing that's bad in the NBA is because of LeBron, I think.
We know that.
Nah. I mean, but it's the truth. Real talk, like, I really think that players ain't like that anymore. Like, I think, back, all the old school players, all the generational, like legend players that are retired are always like, man, this new generation is soft. And I think part of them saying soft is like the lack of resolve. And I'm not saying that they don't have resolve, but it seems like you don't have resolve when you're like, bro, we went to the playoffs twice and we lost, and I'm already 27. I got to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, that's the mindset of so many players now. You don't have players that grind it out.
But then Dame gets criticism because he grinded it out.
I agree. But like, I think we are hyper criticized now because you have
no matter
so
what you
many
do.
more people
No matter what
talking
you do.
about shit. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
We out here talking shit. You know what I mean? Who gave us mics? You know what I mean? We gave ourselves mics. We gave ourselves cameras. We talking shit. So everybody's talking shit. But
We're kind of bullies in a way.
man,
We just started shit.
the media is a bully, and I think that, like, you have to welcome it. Like I was hesitant on getting on this podcast, right? Because I know how I feel about hate. You know what I mean?
And you're getting some, right?
Of course. I mean, but one thing about hate is it comes with the territory. The more, like, most people want to be at the same level as somebody. You know what I mean? You want to feel like you're at the same level as people, right? The moment you see somebody that you have been at the same level with elevate, you start to look at that person like, where are you going?
100%.
And, and often how you react to that person is involuntary hate. You know what I mean?
100%.
So, like, one of the decisions that allowed me to get on this podcast, feel free about it, is just like, I just accepted that hate was going to come. And even though it still bothers me, it makes it a lot easier knowing that, like, I know that this was coming. You know what I mean? So that's just the world we live in right now. So I appreciate it, man. And sometimes, I mean, not sometimes, I think most times now, hate is driving success. You know what I mean? Like, because if somebody's watching somebody every day to hate on them, the algorithms can't tell. They can't tell that you hate them. Numbers is still stacking up. You know what I mean? The algorithms aren't like, well, this person hates you, even though they watch all your content. You still getting that check. You know what I mean? You still getting that ding.
Yeah.
So I embrace it now, right?
New media.
New media.
You mentioned the media. And KD, not so happy with the media sometimes because he believes he should be in that GOAT conversation. That GOAT conversation. Hey, when I watch KD play, you just watch him play basketball, you might think this guy could be the greatest basketball player ever.
I've never
if you
said
just watch him play. If you just watch him play. But then if you stack, the championships, the accolades, against like a Kareem, a LeBron, and a Michael Jordan, it just doesn't add up. Right now, at least. And the story's not written yet.
You think he's the greatest?
Mm-mm.
You think he should be in the conversation?
Mm-mm.
I mean, I don't even think KD.
There's 3 in the conversation to me.
Who?
Kareem, Jordan, LeBron.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't think he's even in that conversation. I don't even think he's a top 10 player. So, like, I mean, he might, after it's all said and done, end up being a top 10 player.
We'll see what happens.
If he retired today, he's not a top 10 player. Like, he's just not. He hasn't done enough. He hasn't proven enough. Like the thing about KD is, like, he said that he deserves to be in the GOAT conversation, and then he also said that one of the reasons why he doesn't believe he's in the GOAT conversation is because of playing with the Warriors. Is that what he said? Am I misquoting it? Something like that.
Basically, he's saying that people don't give him the benefit of the doubt because he went to go play with the Warriors. Not verbatim, but that's what he's getting at.
Fam, KD, you just not good enough, fam. Like, dog, you haven't proven anything. Like, dog, like, I get it. You were a great piece on a multi-champion.
But he was their
team.
best player. He was their best player. He wasn't the face.
I think he
Ash.
was the best player on the team. I'll give him that.
He wasn't the face. He wasn't the engine.
He wasn't the engine. That's the thing.
But he was the best player.
He was the best player, but like he wasn't the engine. Like if they had revolved an offense around KD and had the same pieces, they might have lost.
Who was the engine to you?
Of course, it was Steph.
Draymond's the engine.
Steph is. Here's the thing. Draymond is like the alternator. Right? He's the motherfucker that gets everybody in position. The engine is Steph. Like, the reason Draymond can even be the player he is because of Steph. So like
I actually think that goes for all 3 of them when it comes to Klay, Steph, and Draymond.
No, I think Klay could be the same player somewhere else. I just don't think he's that. You don't see him as that elite of a player. But I think he would be the same player. I think Klay is a great defensive player, and he scores 23 plus no matter where he goes.
You don't think that helps Steph moving around like a madman, creating all that gravity? You don't think that opened things up for?
Yeah,
and then also
I do think that.
And then the passing of Draymond, that helps a lot too. Like, who knows? Like, let's say Klay goes to a team where there isn't a great point guard, and he has to create for himself more, and maybe that's not his thing. Or maybe you know what? And then there's an alternative reality where he doesn't have a great point guard, and he learns to create on his own, and he's kind of a different player.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Draymond, as I talk about Draymond being a great player, better than Kyrie, all that stuff that I've said, some of the hot takes that I've had before, right? Real talk, Draymond might not be in the NBA without Steph Curry. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be in the NBA. He definitely does, but his game is a game that you have to watch closely to appreciate. And you have to get that opportunity. One of the main reasons he can even play as bad as he is as an individual offensive player is because of the attention that Steph Curry creates. Right? You got Steph cuts and 2 people move with him. Right? That allows for a non-scoring player like Draymond to be.
Even Looney gets layups because of it.
100%. You know what I mean? So like Steph, to me, is like not unquestionably the engine because he is the piece that they create so much offense around. Like, and then on top of it, Steph doesn't do it as much, but early on in Steph's career, like 2015, 16, underrated part of Steph's game was setting screens for other people, man. Steph set some great screens for other people. And if you're like, yo, I'm covering Steph, he ain't going nowhere, and then Steph sets a screen for a guy, you aren't trying to switch. You aren't trying to hedge. You aren't trying to help. So, like, that is what opened the door. His willingness to set screens, be a pivotal part of the offense for others to score, is why I think Steph was the engine. And he did the same thing for KD as well, too. You know? KD was Harrison Barnes on steroids, bro.
Stop.
That's what he was for that team.
Stop.
Harrison Barnes on steroids.
Come on, man. Don't do that. One of the greatest scorers to ever touch a basketball.
Okay.
How are you comparing him to Harrison Barnes?
Harrison Barnes is one of the greatest college players ever to touch a basketball.
That's not true.
I
What are you talking about?
I don't even think that's true, but he was
That's
great.
not true.
He was great in college. Harrison Barnes.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Pistol Pete. Those guys are in the mix for the greatest.
Harrison Barnes, man, don't sleep on that UNC team. With
How'd you feel about Embiid's 70-point game?
How did I feel about Embiid's 70-point game?
I don't know, man. I wasn't as impressed as everybody else. Does that sound crazy, even though he dropped 70? I
Yeah.
mean, 70, so you got to give the man credit, but, like, come on, man. He was kind of doing, like, the Cat first half, that looked like the Matrix.
Yeah.
Like, he was in fuego. He was in the zone. Like, Embiid was kind of just doing what Embiid does.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, it didn't impress me, but I mean, if you look at it, apparently it's the most impressive 70-point game ever statistically. Like, he shot the best percentage, like he had the least turnovers, like he took the least shots or something like that. Like, so it is apparently a great game, but like, it just, from the eye test, looked boring to me. It looked like Donovan Mitchell's 70-point game. People forget Donovan Mitchell had a 70-point game. That's crazy, right?
And you notice nobody's talking about that was on Wemby? It's like the NBA's trying to hide that.
Yeah, I mean, like, dog, we couldn't do nothing, and nobody can do anything on Embiid right now. Embiid is just he's not like, the reason he is so good is because he is so big, like he is so
And
much
skillful.
stronger than every other player, and then on top of it, yeah, he's super skillful,
Elite skill level.
but like, he is so much stronger. Because like, when you're really skilled, people like to get up on you. He's throwing people off of him like it's nothing. And then on top of it, he hits you with the body, and then you expect, some forceful move, and he hits you with grace after. Like, man, he is playing the best basketball right now in the NBA, by a solid head above everybody else. Still going to lose in the playoffs, but man, playing great basketball right now.
Best big in the league?
Best big in the league. Playing the best in the league. So, yeah, you could say that. But if you're talking about overall, like, you can't. I don't wait to call nobody the best until the playoffs are over. Because, especially somebody like Embiid, who he teased us last year. He did the same exact thing last year. His numbers were almost as good as last year's. I mean, as this year's.
That's fine.
And what happened in the playoffs? Ghost. Like, I need to see it in the playoffs. Like, he is shooting an unprecedented percentage from the floor. Shooting. Like, a big has never shot this well. Like he's shooting. I think the closest to what he's shooting right now is splits are like Dirk for a big man. But he's shooting something to the extent of like Kevin Durant. He's shooting like over 55% from
He's one of the best
mid-range
shooters in the league right now.
Like, he's crazy, but I think he relies on that way too much. And in the regular season, it's great. And I think that's where he struggles in the playoffs. When his jump shot isn't falling, and I'm not saying it won't be falling in the playoffs, but it hasn't been. So it's statistically proven. He doesn't have a low post game that he's going to go to every single time and completely dominate and can give you 70 just on the block, which that's the difference between him and Jokic. If Jokic's jump shot's not falling, he don't need to shoot threes. He don't need to shoot mid-range jump shots. He'll hit you with the post, pivot, spin, up and under. You know how Jokic do. Floater.
Can't double Jokic either. Could double Embiid. Double Jokic, he just picks you apart.
Yeah, I mean,
And then he has, I always talk about this probably every episode, just makes everybody better in a way that Embiid just doesn't. And you could say Embiid's a better defensive player, but the way Jokic plays basketball, he gives his teammates juice on both sides of the floor because you just want to play with them. You're going to cut off him. It's going to give you more juice on the other side. I think like the way he plays and the advanced stats are crazy anyway. Like you could look at stats, but his impact, you can't even see all of it. Like it's not even apparent. It's like not even right in front of you.
yeah, I mean, I hear all that, and that's true. One thing I'll give you you have to factor in
How about this one last thing?
heart.
Jokic just got more heart, bro.
I mean, like, yeah,
When the game is on the
yeah.
line, he never folds.
I mean, like, yeah, but like, I hear that, but at the same time, we weren't saying none of this about Jokic before.
I
he won
was,
a
bro.
championship.
I got posts.
Okay,
I post
maybe,
a lot.
Maybe you were then, but like nobody was saying that. Everybody was saying the same thing about him. In the playoffs, he shrinks. What has he done? He didn't deserve those MVPs. Blah blah. Now he's the best player in the world, and he is. But I'm saying the narrative changed as soon as he won that championship, and the same thing will happen with Embiid if he does win a championship.
On top of that, last thing, one player to have at the end of the game, I'm taking Jokic out of everybody in the league.
Out of everybody in play.
Like, did you see what he did in the finals, bro? Like, at the end of the games, he just takes over. He could go 1-5 pick and roll, play the point guard. He could play the 5, set the pick. Even when they're not playing pick and roll most of the game, like he doesn't even show you all his cards throughout the course of a game. And then at the end of the game, he just kills you in many different ways. Just puts the defense in a conundrum. He's unschemable. Like, you could kind of, like, Embiid's going to get his buckets no matter what, but you could kind of scheme against it somewhat because you could double. Like, you can't even double this guy.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about Jokic right now.
I really don't think it's close. In terms of basketball players, I don't think it's close.
Yeah, I think that's a crazy take. I'm not saying that Jokic isn't better. I think Jokic is better, but to say he's not close I think that's a crazy take. Like Embiid is playing
Clearly
basketball.
better. I would say clearly better. Jokic.
I could say that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's an argument, but I mean, Keyshawn Johnson saying that you put Embiid on the Nuggets, how they losing? That's what he's saying. But here's the thing, man.
You don't feel like,
Yeah,
bro,
this is-
that doesn't even make sense. The reason why the Jamal Murray thing, Jokic thing works so well is because Jamal Murray could play on the ball, play off the ball as the point guard. Jokic could kind of play like a point guard or set the screen as a big. Like, that just fits so well. And Aaron Gordon moving off the ball, perfect. Michael Porter Jr.'s motion shooting is really nice around Jokic.
Yeah.
Like, that just fits so well around Jokic. You just say that you give him those guys that they're going to win. No, I disagree, bro.
I mean, that's a football player talking basketball. So
I disagree. I disagree with
Keyshawn
that.
shouldn't be, he got to say something, man. They're paying that man a lot of money to say words, and he's got to say something. So that's what he said. But here's the thing, right? One thing that nobody talks about, right, that's a huge factor that Jokic has over Embiid is continuity. The motherfuckers been playing together for years, and you have to give the benefit of the doubt. Embiid has had a rotating cast of players from Jimmy Butler to James Harden to Ben Simmons to now Tyrese Maxey. All these, like, they have never built a level of continuity to understand, yo, Denver has had the same core guys for 6-7 years now. Like, that helps a ton. So here's the thing, man. We're saying all this stuff about Jokic right now, right? What happens if he never wins a championship for the rest of his career?
Say that about anybody though, but okay.
No. I'm just saying, what is the narrative going to be about Jokic then? Like,
I mean, he's
he's
a Hall of Famer already, right?
No, yeah, I understand, but like, we talk about people, right, in this certain light when they're at the peak of their, look, a guy like Kawhi. Do you remember what people were saying about Kawhi after he won that championship in Toronto? Michael Jordan. That's what they were saying. Michael Jordan.
You know what it was? And if you're a smart basketball person, not saying I don't want to do that because I don't want to be in basketball tribalism. Like, if you believe what I'm saying, you know basketball. Like I don't want to do that. But I think the thing is that he was the best player on offense and the best player on defense. And I think we haven't seen that since MJ. Now, Kobe, Kobe probably had your guy Kobe probably had some years like that, but we don't see that often from like a guard wing. And I think that's where the comparisons came in. Was he better than Michael Jordan? Hell no.
No, of course he's not better, but they were saying his name.
D Wade got those comparisons too that first year when he won.
What, comparisons to Michael Jordan?
Yes. They were there. Those sports reporter dudes. And shouts to Bob Ryan because he's on my show all the time. I think he was one. He wasn't the one that said it, but I think one of those dudes that were with him.
Bob Ryan.
That's my guy. Been on Combo's Court many times.
He's been in the world many times, man. That man's old.
A lot of wisdom. Shouts to Bob Ryan.
Shout out to Bob Ryan.
You know what's crazy? So my mom used to read his book to me when I was a kid, like a little kid. The Drive by Larry Bird.
That man.
Things come full circle.
That man's an old man.
But anyway, it wasn't him, but it was one of those other like dudes from his era, and they were like comparing him to Michael Jordan. D Wade. Happened. You don't remember that?
Yeah, I remember they were talking about them free throws. 33 free throws. I remember that.
They definitely compared Kobe to Jordan, right?
Of course. Like, that's the only person that really compares to Michael Jordan.
See, for those that don't know, Ash wants to talk about Kobe every episode.
He's the best. We got to talk about Kobe.
I got you. All right, here we go. So Ash sent me some stuff. Sent me a montage, a video of ex-players saying that Kobe's the best. And Ash bothered me on Instagram like all my other fans on Instagram saying...
You ain't got no fans.
Now that's funny. Bothering me on Instagram saying, why do all the fans never give Kobe the GOAT title? But all these players, they think he's the GOAT. They're the ones who played against him. But I should say to you, if I watch two people play basketball, right? Michael Jordan and Kobe. And I see this guy is just better. All of a sudden, I should just erase my opinion because some guy that played basketball and played against Kobe is saying Kobe's the GOAT?
No. Okay. I think the conversation was Kobe better than LeBron, right? So, like, I think a lot of those people consider Jordan as the GOAT. There were a few people that said Kobe is the GOAT, but it was Kobe better than LeBron, right?
Oh, I thought it was the GOAT.
No. I think a few people said he was the GOAT, but the conversation is Kobe being better than LeBron, right?
Okay,
like
so
many
let me ask you
often players, when you ask them about LeBron or Kobe, who do you think is better? And they say Kobe.
Can I say two things? First of all, I could find you a video where there's a bunch of ex-NBA players saying that LeBron is the GOAT. We could find it. There's plenty of it. Second of all,
we did find it. You sent it to me, and it was like Tristan Thompson.
No,
it was like players that LeBron
funny.
helped win a championship. That's
funny.
It was like Tristan Thompson.
That was the only one, right?
And
that was the only guy. That's funny though.
It was like Tristan Thompson. Who else? It was like
it was a
Dellavedova.
My thing to you is there was people. Trust me, there's ex Hall of Famers that'll say there's not ex Hall of Famers.
Oh, and then it was all haters that hate Michael Jordan. It was like Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer. I remember that. I saw it. You showed it to me. These are all the people that are on it. So like they hate Jordan. So of course they're gonna say that. You know what I mean?
Anyway, my thing is like even with that, if I watch LeBron play and I watch Kobe play, and then somebody who played against them says Kobe's better, I should just erase my opinion because this guy said it because he played against them.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying why are they saying it? You know what I mean? Like why are they saying it? Like at the end of the day, why do so many players say that?
You know what another thing is?
And fans don't because you're a fan. You're not a player of the NBA. You're a fan. So
I'm not a fan of anybody. I'm a fan of Combo, first of all.
So you're not a fan of the NBA?
Not at all.
I don't understand.
I don't. To no human being, I'm a fan of. I don't use that.
That's not a human. That's not the NBA is not a human being. It's an organization.
No, I'm a commentator of the sport.
So you're not a fan of it. You don't enjoy it.
I'm a commentator of the sport.
It's so ridiculous. So you don't enjoy basketball. You don't enjoy the NBA.
I don't enjoy it. I enjoy playing.
Yeah, a fan is someone that partakes in it and enjoys it.
I'm not a fan.
So you don't enjoy it.
I don't know about that. Fan comes from the word fanatical, doesn't it?
Yes,
I'm
but
not
like,
fanatical. No,
yeah, but it like,
To-
it,
to
but
know-
but fan doesn't mean fanatical.
we're not
right?
going to go down this rabbit hole. I'm not a fan. You're not going to pigeonhole me into being a fan, and
I
we're
don't
done with
understand
this.
how you say you're not a fan of NBA.
I'm not a fan.
You're not a like so. When someone says I'm not a fan of something, that means that they don't like it.
Not necessarily.
That's literally the definition of it.
I'm not a fan.
Okay, then you don't like the
I'm a
NBA.
commentator of the sport.
You don't like the NBA. I get it. I understand it.
That's not true.
That is a literal form. If you say I'm not a fan of something, it means you don't like it. Like
That's
that is
not true.
Yes, it is.
Mm-mm.
Literally, it. Okay, combo.
I like books. I read all these books. I'm a fan of books.
Absolutely. Like that's what it means. I'm a fan of books. I'm a fan of something. I like something, you know? Like if I say I'm not a fan of you, well, how do you respond to that? Don't you think I don't like you?
Get out.
Exactly. What are you talking about right now? Like if you go tell your wife right now, I'm not a fan of you. See how she responds.
We have a different kind of relationship, so it might
Okay,
be on par.
All right.
But anyway, to your point though, when I watch somebody play basketball, sometimes I think they're better than they are until I guard them. And I'm not the best defender by any means. I don't even play any defense. So I'm just saying, like, sometimes like I think somebody's better and then I guard them and I realize, they're not as good as I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there is some value into what you're saying. But another thing is, just because one person's harder to guard, which could be the case with Kobe, doesn't necessarily mean they're a better basketball player. And that's what some of those players could be getting at.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe that? Like, Allen, like, Jason Kidd, there's players that were harder to guard on the island than Jason Kidd, right? A lot. But
Yeah.
Jason Kidd is better than a lot of those players.
I understand. But
Like Steve Francis. Like,
Okay.
who's
Like,
harder
okay.
to guard?
Okay,
Probably
so-
Steve Francis.
I understand, but I don't believe that's what they think. Because like the only person that thinks like that is Gary Payton, because he said something stupid like John Stockton was the best player he's ever played against. He was the hardest person to guard. It's a ridiculous thing to think. Like I don't know, like he's like, oh man, you try to stop John Stockton, he's still gonna get you 12 assists, he's still gonna get you 19 points, man. He's not gonna miss a shot, he's not gonna miss a free throw. Like he was harder to guard than Michael Jordan.
But that he's speaking his truth. He's saying this. He was trying to throw shade at MJ.
Of course he was, man. Come on, like I
was
like John Stockton. I actually think he's criminally underrated, But like, come on, fam. Like I get it. Like yes, like you probably woke up for Michael Jordan way more you woke up for John Stockton, But like like here's the thing. I think that the GOAT is, first of all, there's so many like I think there should be a GOAT argument, right? Like in terms of like
all you do.
a whole bunch of people talking about like having a nuanced argument about the GOAT conversation.
That's fucking Instagram.
Well, no. Not just, hey, this person's the GOAT because of this. I'm talking about, let's break down all the criteria that make somebody the GOAT. Like, I think there's so many levels. There's, like here's the thing. This is one thing I was talking to somebody the other day, right? LeBron James has gotten worse as a basketball player probably within the last 4 or 5 years. Still great, but he's gotten worse, obviously. Can you agree to that at least?
He's declined.
Of course, yes, right? He's declined, right? And at his peak,
Mm-hmm.
right? His peak.
I think we agreed on his peak. We agreed on his peak.
Cleveland, right?
Mm-hmm.
At his peak,
Second time.
right? Second Cleveland. He wasn't better than Michael Jordan. Most people probably wouldn't have said he was better than Michael Jordan at that point, right?
You're saying MJ's peak was higher than LeBron's peak.
No. I'm saying at that point in LeBron's career, right?
It's hard to judge because one guy went to college 3 years, one guy went straight.
No. At the point, at 2018, let's say this was at his superpowers, 2018 LeBron James, right? If he had retired at that moment, people wouldn't say that he's better than Michael Jordan. Do you agree?
I think it'd be a tougher case for LeBron because he wouldn't have the same amount of longevity, which longevity matters. Yeah.
He would have played the same amount of years as Jordan at that point.
No, what I'm saying is now the longevity beat out Jordan.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
That's what I'm getting towards.
Yeah.
Right? So if he had played the same amount of years as Michael Jordan's still better than him, right? Even though since the point he had played the same amount of games as Michael Jordan till now, he's actually gotten worse as a basketball player. right? So the only argument we're giving him is his longevity, right?
It's not the only argument. He was a better he was a better passer. He was a better rebounder.
Okay, no, but still wasn't a better player.
In your opinion?
No, to most people's opinions. You just admitted to it, right? You just said
What's what?
okay.
No, what?
16 years into LeBron's career, 16 years into Michael Jordan's career, right? Right.
Jordan was greater,
Jordan is greater, right?
but I think LeBron was a better basketball player.
So you think LeBron was
just like all around
better basketball player,
all around complete basketball player? I think Jordan had the greater NBA career for that time, for sure.
That's one of my issues, right? People often can't define the GOAT. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the greatest career, or are you talking about the greatest basketball player? Because if it's the greatest basketball player, I don't even think it's close. I think Michael Jordan is head and shoulders above LeBron James, right? Now, if you talk about greatest career, if somebody says LeBron, I'll give you that. Like,
so we're saying the opposite.
What?
So we're basically saying the opposite.
How could you say Michael Jordan has a greater career? Like LeBron is...
No. If he retired then, definitely.
Oh, if he retired then.
Yeah. Because he had the six champs.
Like, dog, like.
It also, like, what are you valuing? Just the 6 for 6, or the amount of times you could bring a team to the championships? Because LeBron had a lot of that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the 6 for 6 is crazy, bro. Like,
but how about those years he didn't make it?
I get it. Getting to the finals is not a slouch. It's not an accomplishment that people should just brush under the rug. That is 10 straight years. What is it? Is it 10 straight?
Something
right?
like that.
Right? Something like that, right? That's really impressive, right? But fam, like, dog, like the type of
who's your top 5? We never said that.
Hold on. The only thing that I could equate, right, is like you play pickup ball, right? And let's say once you start playing,
I played overseas with 10 NBA guys on my team too, but you called me a fan earlier. But go ahead. Go ahead.
You're a fan.
Go ahead.
You're not a fan, as you said.
Go ahead.
You play pickup ball, right?
Yes.
You know the energy you get when you get on, you like, let's say it's like a Saturday, right? It's live. Everybody is there. This is the day where everybody pulls up. You know how nobody wants to lose.
Right, 100%.
And you get on that team where y'all smacking everybody.
Yeah.
And people like, bro, I wasted my time. Come out here, bro. The energy when people come on the court to beat y'all is different, right? It's different.
Yeah.
Because y'all just won 4 in a row. Y'all are on the court, shucking it up, laughing, all that shit.
Yeah.
That energy is different. That's the energy champions get every single time you play against them, right? People go, oh, man, those are the Bulls coming. We got to smack them. I don't care if we're 0-40. We going hard against the Bulls. So to win back-to-back is craziness. It's just craziness. But to do it 3 times, twice, is next-level dominance. Like, especially when, dog, at the same time, you are the fucking, you're the man on TV. You're the man everywhere. You got movies, commercials. NBA is using you as a fucking, as the poster child, bro. Everybody's, we just talked about that level. When you at the same level, you go up. What comes with it? Hate. So people coming gunning for you.
All that gambling shit.
Dog.
Jordan Rule shit.
Dog. It's like that type of pressure, dog. It's also like when you're good and people expect you to win, you know how much harder it is to win? It's so much fucking harder to win when you are expected to win and you're that good. I go to the gym. When shitty players cross me up one time or something like that, or they happen to block my shot that one random time, bro, they come, oh, you fucking sorry. They come at you so hard. You know how crazy they come at you because that's their moment. You know? Like, people come at you so hard when you're on top.
Those people are idiots that do that.
I get it, but like, bro, they you know how much they want it. NBA players do the exact same thing. They come at you. They were coming at Jordan. They were coming at LeBron. I get it. LeBron did win, but he lost in the finals 6 times as well too. It's hard on top. When you on top, you're the main dude. They coming. They gunning for you every single time. So to be able to still do that 6 times, never losing. Expectations being so high. If Michael Jordan had so much to lose if he lost any one of those finals, his blemish, his career, his unblemished career would have been fucked up. with one of those losses, and he never disappointed, bro. That is why Michael Jordan, to most people's eyes, can never be dethroned. Never. Because I don't think anyone's going to ever do that. I don't think anyone's going to ever dominate the game the way Michael Jordan did. Never. Like, even what LeBron James is doing, like, if Michael Jordan was never alive, we'd be like, bro, this dude LeBron is, no one will ever do this. But somebody did, and they did it way better. That's why he's the GOAT.
Somebody could argue that Russell did that.
Russell?
Bill Russell.
Man, have you seen Bill Russell play basketball, brother?
I'm just
Have
saying.
you seen the highlights, brother?
I'm just saying. You said somebody did it before LeBron. Somebody did it before Jordan.
I get it, but the Bill Russell's era is completely different, man.
And he was dealing with some other stuff that maybe Jordan didn't have to deal with.
You're right about that. I'll give you that. You know, you cannot dismiss all of that. But, dog, Bill Russell, like Paul George just said it the other day, Bill Russell, as a big man, shot 42% from the field for his career. That's crazy.
Different game.
Exactly. So you can't count all that shit.
But also, the game is different now than even when Jordan started his career. Way different.
It's different,
and
but
LeBron's
it's
still
much
playing.
closer to what like Bill Russell.
LeBron played through like 3 different styles of NBA basketball.
35%.
That's crazy, right?
Of every player ever in the history of the
He's
NBA,
really Uncle
LeBron's
Bron.
played. Man, Bron's gonna play to his 50. He's gonna try to play to his 50.
He's going to play with LeBron James Jr.
He's gonna play with Bryce's kids. He's gonna try to play. Like, honestly, I think LeBron. If Bronny don't make it to the league, Bron's
He's going to make it.
He's gonna go back to college. He's gonna go to USC and play with Bronny.
Dude.
If he don't make it to the league in the next couple years, he's gonna take a couple years off like Jordan did and go play in the minor leagues at USC with Bronny.
Bronny's making the league.
Bronny isn't playing, fam. He's not scoring. He's had a couple donut games, bro. Like, he gonna make it to the league because of LeBron, but like, dog, does he deserve it? Like, he's not. Like, I think he is an NBA player. Does he deserve to be in the NBA soon? No, he doesn't. He hasn't done enough to prove it, but he'll be there. You know what I mean? I think he can get there though. Like, he's good enough. He's got the skill set. I don't think he's put it.
I bet you he has some better games towards the end of the season. I mean, the guy can shoot. He plays defense. He's smart. He's gonna be all right.
Can't create for himself at all, right?
Drew Holiday.
No, Drew Holiday. Bro, you see Drew Holiday in high school? Do you see Drew Holiday in college? Dog, people forget about who Drew Holiday was in high school and college. Dog,
Well, even-
Bronny is not, like, they keep saying that Drew Holiday, Bronny comp, and I get part of it. Similar size, defensive-minded players. I get that. Drew Holiday was a fucking bucket in college and high school.
Even
like,
in the NBA with New Orleans.
Oh my God. One thing Bronny doesn't have that Drew Holiday has is Drew Holiday is crafty as fuck. I don't think he uses it as much as he did early in his career and in college. But man, that dude was crafty as fuck. And Bronny's not crafty. He scores like 4 different ways only. Like fast breaks, pull up, catch and shoot threes, pull up mid ranges. That's about it. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really, he's a decent finisher and up fake, fly by, drive to the basket. He doesn't have that crafty of a game, and that's why I think that's what he can develop to become an NBA player, to become a solid NBA player. That's why I don't think he doesn't deserve it, but he's gonna get there, and I think he can be a good NBA player because he's got all the tools. He just needs to hone them a little bit better.
Good stuff.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Punch down on that subscribe button. That's you.
No, you got it. That's it. It's over. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, punch down on that subscribe button. If you're listening to this on any audio podcast feed, punch down on that subscribe button. Rate and review wherever you listen to the show. Ash over here told me you guys are enjoying this on YouTube. Continue to enjoy. We'll have a lot more episodes coming soon. Peace.